chat box. You can absolutely type in the chat box. That's absolutely fine. Okay. Tawa already has a question, and we've not even started. Okay, so Tawa, what's the question? You raise up your hand. Yes, Tawa, please.
Happy
Unmute your
birthday,
mic
Alan.
and
Today
share.
is your birthday. Long life. Yeah. But I want to know, please, how many
Yes.
hours is this session going
Amen.
to
Thank
last?
you.
But I want to know, please, how many hours is this session going to last?
So it's 5 to 7 p.m. 5 to 7. We have different speakers. It's 5 to 7. In fact, one of our speakers is right here live with us. So yes, 5 to 7. Thank you.
Fine. Thanks.
Okay. Fine. Thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. Of course, if anybody has questions, feel free to raise up your hand. Even that's fine. I'll recognize you. But every other person as you're joining us, please mute your mic. Mute your mic as you're joining us. Mute your mic. Okay. So, Chisom has a question. Chisom, yes, please unmute your mic. Yes.
Happy birthday, Mr. Benga. I just want to say happy birthday. You're doing amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, my WhatsApp is a mess right now. And Facebook and especially Facebook. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Okay. Okoyemi, yes, you raised up your hand, Okoyemi. Please, very quickly, unmute your mic.
Yeah, good afternoon. Just want to say congratulate you on your new birthday and wish you many happy congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you. So we can keep the congratulation messages going on in the chat section. Because of time, we have to stick to time, and we have the whole a bumper lineup of speakers. You know, I climbed 7 seas and 7 mountains to bring all the speakers to you. I mean, if you read their profile, you know that these people that are coming today, that are going to be teaching you today, are people of timber and caliber, right? So welcome everybody once again. Welcome once again, and we are going to start in the next 60 seconds. We're going to formally start in the next 60 seconds. Okay, so everybody, welcome back. Welcome back, and thank you so much for the wishes. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for the wishes. Okay, so this is Spectator Spectacular, and I want to attempt to give you an introduction, right? So by way of introduction, my name is Luke Ngogbale. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Grandmaster. I'm also the founder of TOAST, the Orphan Empowerment Society, and Spectator Spectacular is my way of giving back, all right? So I started this in 2016, and since 2016 to date, every time on my birthday, I've organized, seminars, I've done outreaches, essentially to give back to the community. It's not like maybe I'm a multi-millionaire, in pounds or something like that, right? But what I believe is that even with the little that you have, you can indeed share and bless other people, right? So essentially what I've learned is that if you wait till you become as rich as Dangote or $10 before you start giving or before you start impacting your community, you will never do it when you get to that stage, right? You have to start from where you are and basically just lend a helping hand. There's always something you can give. There's no matter how poor you think you are, or there's always somebody who has far less than you do. All of you are on this call right now. You're connecting through a phone or through a laptop, you're using the internet. So you cannot say that you are at the bottom of the economic pyramid. It's not true. There are people that have way less than you, right? And so for me, if there is one message that I want to pass across to all of you, is that you have to pay this forward. You absolutely have to pay this forward. All of the speakers that are coming, you know, on this channel, all of them are my friends. They are not being paid one kobo, you know. All of them have waived their usual honorarium, you know, for this program, right? Some of the people speaking on this call charge tens of thousands, you know, to and in foreign currencies to speak, right? So, and they are doing all of this for free. So I want you to take this opportunity very seriously. I want you to use the knowledge that you get from this program. But more importantly, I want you to also pay for, because I believe that this program will truly impact your life and inspire you. You know, so that by this time next year, right, you'll probably be the one doing giveaway in your area or empowering people and, you know, doing massive projects. And then, you know, we'll be so proud to connect to your story. So just in case you're wondering, yes, we understand why you're doing Spec, Benga, we hear you, but why double your income? So the backstory is that a friend of mine reached out to me a few weeks ago, and then she needed help, right? She was in the financial jam, and some of you have read the story on social media, essentially. So she told me that she was earning 15,000 in monthly salary, and I was shocked. I was actually very shocked, like, and I put a upper poll on my WhatsApp status, and then people were telling me stuff. And then I learned that some people are earning as low as 5,000 naira monthly salary. Right now, we all know that Nigeria is very expensive. For some of you who are joining from outside Africa, we can all agree that, you know, things are getting very expensive. You know, inflation, the cost of living is skyrocketing. So, I mean, how can you survive on such a low amount of money? And essentially, that's why the focus of this year's Spec to Spec is double your income, right? So I brought together, you know, rock stars who are going to share with you, right? I mean, how many of you have, you know, done some extra due diligence, you know, to check out the speakers? How many of you have tried Googling them one by one? How many of you? I want you to go to the chat section and tell me, right? What did you find? What was your reaction when you read their profile? You know, maybe you saw it on my wall somewhere. What was your reaction when you saw the profile of the speakers? What was your reaction? Please go to the comment section right now. I want to see your reaction in real time. Let me see, right? I want to be sure that I'm not the only one who is, you know, just so excited about the session. You know, Fatou said amazing speakers, right? Amazing. There are people who are camping in my DM and saying, Benga, I hear more than, you know, this amount, but these people you are bringing, you know, that they were trying to bribe me, right? Rocky is saying incredible, right? Exactly. And so I want you to basically open your mind, right? Some of the things that you're going to hear are things that are, you know, they may sound ridiculous, they may sound outrageous, but I want you to open your mind, right? Open your mind, right? Open your mind. Don't take this opportunity. Don't take Spec to Spec as another online conference, as another opportunity, right? And some of you will probably jot in this class. Even if you jot, for instance, of course, we are recording this session, but let's say you're jotting, which is good, right? Let it not be that after this program, you just take all of the things that you learned and then you just put it somewhere and you don't use it, right? What you don't use, you lose. What you don't use, you lose, right? So with that said, I want to officially welcome everybody once again to Spec 6. I cannot wait. Even me myself, I'm ready to learn today. I'm absolutely ready to learn. I'm delighted. I cannot wait, right? And so we're going to be bringing up the very first speaker in about 60 seconds. We're going to bring up the first speaker. His name is Akinshola Jegede. He's a software engineer. You know, he's a co-founder at Vital Swap, right? He also works with SAP, and is just a fantastic, phenomenal person, right? And we go way back, right? But I'll tell you more about him in 60 seconds. So let's get 6 seconds break and we'll be right back.
Hi, Benga. Hi, everyone. Am I audible? Let me check that first. Am I audible?
Hello. Hi. Yes, you are.
Awesome.
Yes, you are. So I just want to I want to introduce you. Before you start, I will introduce you. So before you start, I will introduce you. Okay. So Akinshola Jegede is a Salesforce certified application architect, deployment management expert, is a Lightning developer, and Apex specialist with over 7 years experience as a full stack web development expert and 3 years experience as a mobile application development officer. He uses his skills to provide software development solutions. He is the co-founder of the fintech Vital Swap. Vital Swap is doing amazing work. You really should check them out, especially if you are interested in changing currency from one currency to another, or you are in the diaspora, right? Or you're just interested in fintech space. Vital Swap is amazing. He is also currently an application architect at Salesforce. Sorry, I mixed that up earlier. I said AC. Apologies. Salesforce is an application officer at Salesforce, and I can go on and on and on and on. The incredible experience that he has. Right now, he's based in the US, and when I was telling him about the session, it was like, Benga, I'm ready. I'm absolutely delighted. I'm going to talk about affiliate marketing. He's not going to be talking about software engineering and all this tech stuff, right? He wants to bring you down to basics. How can you make money today, using affiliate marketing? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and only Akinshola Jegede. Please, can we put on a scale for him? Wherever you are, just jam in on scale wherever you are. So, Akinshola Jegede, over to you. Please take it away.
Thanks, everyone. First, let me congratulate my friend Benga. I really love what you're doing, people together to help them better their standard of living. That's one of the reasons why I was excited to join. Happy birthday to you once again. I wish you long life and prosperity.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. I'm glad to have everyone here today. And I will be talking about affiliate marketing. Benga has done a whole lot of introduction that I would do for myself. I will start with a slide that I have here so we can keep following. Give me one moment. Okay, I believe you all can see my slide here. So again, my name is Akinshola Jegede, obviously a Nigerian, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Vital Swap. I'm also a software engineer. I work as an application architect at Salesforce. Today, why did I choose affiliate marketing, right? You're all going to listen to a lot of, not a lot, but some of my stories about affiliate marketing as a way where you can double your income, right? So what is affiliate marketing? Let me start from what affiliate marketing is not. Affiliate marketing is not network marketing, where you have to bring two people to bring in some money to buy. No, that is not affiliate marketing. So back in 2015 or 2014, I was in Nigeria. And I was developing my skills as a developer, building one or two applications. And I just found out that Jumia, Konga, they're like, oh, if you tell someone about our product and they buy from us, we are going to give you money, right? I'm like, okay, let's see what it's about. So I registered, I signed up, and they gave me some fancy banner and some link. I shared those, I talked about it, and I forgot about it, right? Including Bet Niger, NaraBet. I put all those banners out there and I forgot about it. I kept on doing my stuff, kept on working hard. And one day I logged into this account and I found 200,000 to 50,000 Naira in those accounts. I was like, wait, what is going on here? It was at that moment that I knew that this isn't joke. So a company is going to pay me just for telling some people about their products. And that's affiliate marketing. You meet with a company that has the arrangement for that has their retailers, and they have arrangements for affiliate marketing program. You sign up there, they give you their link, they give you their banner, and you go out and be the ambassador. You talk to people, you drop the link in your group, you talk to them. Anytime, any day people buy from them, they pay you. right? What else can be less stressful than that if you want to make some money on the side? So that is what affiliate marketing is about. We'll get to question and answer session, but if that doesn't strike you that, oh, that's interesting, then just relax for the other speaker to come on board. So I'll go on with this presentation. So how does it work? My story has basically described it. You join the program, you be an ambassador to the program by sharing your affiliate link, you promote their name. If someone have a question about it, you answer those questions, and you just sit down and do whatever you want to do. You go by your day, and your money racks up in your account. It's not something you have to bank on and say, this is going to be my life expectation. But something you put on the side and you don't care about and brings in money for you, I don't think that is a joke. So that is how it works. Sign up, get their links, understand what the product is about, then share it to your group. All of us, or majority of us, have WhatsApp group, a Telegram group. I don't know what we talk about in those groups, but I think it's an opportunity to promote something, to create value. Create value for other people, and money will flow back to you. What tools do you need? Honestly, you don't need more than your phone and your laptop, and maybe some 5 or 10 minutes of your day to say, okay, let me talk to this group today, and you drop your link over there. Optional, you might need a laptop for some programs that will require you to maybe use laptop to access or to log in into your dashboard. But basically, all you need is a phone and internet. We all have sophisticated phones right now. And what I mean by sophisticated phone is a phone that can open web pages, a phone that can browse, a phone that can open website, download applications, talk to other people. That's all you need. If you don't have access to laptop, save it for later in life, or if you get someone that can help you with it. But phone and internet is all you need. Okay, the most important part of being an affiliate marketer, from everything I've said in the past, you might be thinking, oh, so if I get the link, I can just go to Facebook and start throwing my link all over the place. I mean, you can do that, but that's not, are you going to be proud of yourself? No, maybe, Number one thing, be ethical. Don't go about posting affiliate link in unsolicited places. You are an ambassador to these companies. If you identify a group that you think might need a product that you're about to share, talk to the group admin. Let them know that I think your group might need something like this. It's going to be beneficial to them. They let you in the group, you talk about the product, you post your link, and you're fine. Don't just bomb any group and start throwing your link everywhere. I don't think it's something that is nice. Imagine you get an affiliate for Bet Nigeria, right? And Pastor Adeboye Facebook page is having some session, and you go right there and post your Bet Nigeria affiliate link. That's not cool. So the next thing is be an ambassador for the retailer. Don't just see these companies as I want to make money from them. If you believe in them and you support them, be an ambassador for them. Talk about their product. If you talk about their product very well to other people, they are likely to use that link and go and buy that stuff. And that's how you make money. Don't just trade and forget about it like I did. I did it ignorantly. But now I know better that if you do it proper way, you can make more money. So be an ambassador to the retailers and talk about their product to other people. Okay, the big one. How do I get into affiliate marketing programs? One thing that has helped our generation so far is Google. As a software engineer, I can tell you that I've never paid for any course in my life to study how to write software. I have never gotten any training. I have only used Google, and I have gone as far as being a technical consultant for a multi-million dollar company by using Google to train myself. Get on Google and type in this number one thing: Google affiliate marketing programs in Nigeria or anywhere you are. You can even do affiliate marketing for foreign countries, foreign companies, as long as they are ready to pay you your money in a way you will be receiving it. I did 4 propeller ads when I was in Nigeria, and I got money in dollars. There are some other ads company like that that you can do for, and you get money as long as they offer affiliate marketing programs, and they are going to get your money. Things are even better now. There are different ways by which you can receive dollars from foreign countries into Nigeria or into your dollar wallet. VitalSwap is one of them. There are a lot of other apps out there that you can use. Nobody cares where you use as long as your money gets to you. Here's an example of a short. Is there a question? Someone raised their hands. Give me one moment. I will take all questions momentarily. Give me one moment. Okay. So a quick search gave me this link to programs that offer affiliate marketing. So this is something you can try. Okay. And we are on to the last part of it, questions. I will be receiving questions now.
Okay, guys, so this is the time. Please raise up your hand. Raise up your hand if you have questions.
We have people raising up there.
Okay, Kola Wale, please unmute your mic. Thank you. Kola Wale, can you please unmute your mic? Kola Wale, if you're having trouble unmuting your mic, you can also type a question in the comment section. So while we're waiting for Kola Wale, Fatul Sam, please unmute your mic. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Sincerely, I want to thank you, Mr. Kinsola, for the very brief but powerful insight you've really given us. As much as though most of us have actually heard of affiliate marketing, but we've always felt reluctant. And given the fact that the cost of data these days in Nigeria, it's not really funny. But all the same, I really just wanted to understand. My question is this: in regard to the few companies you've actually stated in Nigeria here, are there other foreign companies? Because a friend once actually told me about this affiliate marketing, but I was really skeptic about it. And I would really like to know, aside from the few companies you've mentioned here in Nigeria, are there other ones that maybe one can actually get to collaborate with? Because I really don't think this affiliating marketing has really spread around in terms of the tangible companies here in Nigeria. So I don't know if maybe you could maybe throw more light on that. I think we'll really appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. First, let me start with the Nigerian one. There are a lot of huge companies that are offering this program. There are multi-million dollar companies in Nigeria. Konga is part of it. Jumia is part of it. A quick Google search about affiliate marketing program in Nigeria will show you a lot of large corporations offering affiliate marketing. The ones I've done in the past is Konga and Jumia, Bet Nigeria. Then for foreign companies, the one I've done in the past is Propeller Ads. Then there's a company called Ads Push Up. I think most of them tends towards influencers. But as far as Propeller Ads is concerned, they offer affiliate programs for people that are not even influencers. If you sign up with them, I think they have better payments. When I was in Nigeria, I still accept my US dollar back to my account. You can check out Propeller ads, or just put something in Google and look for any country of your choice to see what affiliate marketing programs you can sign up for. But these are the companies that I can bring out off my head right now. Propeller ads, Jumia, Konga, they offer good affiliate marketing programs.
Thank you so much. Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. My question has been answered already. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Can I ask a question, please, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So one of the reasons that I think we are actually hesitant in joining affiliate marketing is because some of the affiliate platforms, you have to pay like a huge amount of money to to be part of, and sometimes it's actually difficult to market some of the products, because now when you try to go and meet someone and tell him, okay, be part of this, and you're going to pay a huge amount of money, and then he'll ask you, or she will ask you, if I do this, does that mean that I would have to like keep getting people to be paid? So I think that's one of the challenges. So how can we like, which affiliate platforms can we like be part of for free? And I think that's going to be actually a little bit better for us.
Also, I think this will take me back to number one, my first slide here. Affiliate marketing is not network marketing. What I heard from you is network marketing, where you have to pay something upfront, they give you some product, then you go ahead and be meeting people on the street. That is network marketing, where you have to bring one people, two people to buy or join the program. No. Affiliate marketing is free to sign up. You are helping these companies sell their product. I have never seen an affiliate program that asks you to pay upfront. If you have one, you can share. Let me get educated today. But what you just described is network marketing, which is not affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing, you join the program, you sign up, they give you a link, right? A link to probably some of their products, a link to maybe their company in general. You take this link and you share it with groups that you know that might be interested in that company, right? This group can later ask you questions about them. You answer it and you go by your day. It's not something that you have to keep meeting people every day to talk about. Did I answer your question right? I think someone dropped a link to a best affiliate marketing program, Jumia, Konga, Web for Africa, Wakana, Ghost. If any of them charge money, I'll be them. None of them is going to ask you for upfront payment. Someone shared the link about now. These are not.
Okay, expand Nail. Is it expand Naira? They are very popular though, but I mean, Kyle Sama, maybe you want to tell us more.
This model I'm seeing right now doesn't look like affiliate marketing. There are three components to affiliate marketing. You sign up, you get your link and your banner, and you share it to your group. That's just the three components. Anything outside of that, it's not affiliate marketing.
Thank you so much. Kolawale has a question though. Kolawale, can you please unmute your mic? Or Kolawale, has your question been answered?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, please let me also.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Goodness, your hands are raised up. Goodness, can you please unmute your mic? Goodness. Okay. What about Owolabi Lydia? Do you still want to ask a question, Owolabi? Olabi, do you want to ask a question? Your hands are raised up. Please, if you've answered your question, if the speaker has answered your question, you can put down your hand. Benjamin, do you want to ask the question? Okay, I think Benjamin is fine. What about Gospel? Gospel Akano, Gospel. Do you want to ask a question? Can you unmute your mic?
Yes.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, finally. Gospel, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening and happy birthday, Mr. Gbenga. And thank you, Mr. Akinola Jegede, for the explanations. I think most of the affiliate marketing companies that we have in Nigeria, the reason why they are charging for it is that they also have courses that teach people how to go about the affiliate marketing. For example, most of the ones that we have in Nigeria here, like Lenoflix, like Espatnia, like state courts, most of them are always charging for people to join. For instance, let's say for instance, Espatnia, they charge 10,000 naira for a year to be part of the company in order to have access to their digital products and market it. But there is a particular aspect of it that when they started, they discovered that people don't really know how to promote those things. So they package their own courses, like how to create the sales funnel, how to build a simple website with Elementor, Thrive Architect and all, and build sales funnel and all those things like copywriting, content marketing, how to follow up with potential customers. So they package those things as a course. So they are selling it together with their affiliate marketing network for a person to join. So it's actually a choice. But most people that are inviting people to join affiliate marketing, they don't tell people this particular aspect. They don't tell them that you can actually come in with 10,000 naira per month. Even presently, it's still 10,000 naira per month. That's for instance with Espatnia. When you join with that 10,000 naira, you can use your knowledge of sales and marketing to promote those digital products and sell it. But if you don't have maybe a prior knowledge about sales and marketing, then you buy their own affiliate marketing course. So those people who are inviting people, they are selling the two together. That's why it's costly. For instance, now to join Espatnia, it's like maybe 50,000 naira or 60,000 naira together with 10,000 naira per year program and their affiliate course. I don't know if you get my point, sir.
Yes.
Can you get my point?
Yes, thank you.
That's what most of them do in Nigeria. That's why it's costly. But people inviting people, they always hide this particular area from people because as they are selling that course, that affiliate marketing course, they are also getting a cost, maybe 50%. I don't know if you get it.
Yeah, Gospel, I get what you're saying loud and clear, and I think you've answered the question yourself. You need to be careful.
And all.
Okay, you need to be careful what you do online. Avoid getting ripped off online. Affiliate marketing will not require you to bring money. If you want to get training, get training. If you want to do affiliate marketing, do affiliate marketing. If there's a company that is bringing those two together, is a different business model. Affiliate marketing contains 3 components. You sign up to the program, you get your link, and you promote it. If there's a company that is asking you for money for something else, it is different from affiliate marketing. They're either selling a different product to you and capping it as affiliate marketing. When you look at multinational companies like Konga, Jumia, did they ask you to bring some money to sign up? This is how you know that these companies are actually selling something different to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Actually, I mean, fantastic session. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Please, can we all go to the chat section right now? Please mute your mic, everybody. Mute your mic. Mute your mic. Especially if you're just joining, mute your mic, please. Can we please go to the chat section right now and thank Mr. Akinola Jegede for the fantastic session, please? Can you react in real time? We can do a digital clap. Right? And in fact, let me even help everybody. Go straight to the chat section and describe this session in 1 sentence. Let's go, and give him feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, for sharing with us. We are absolutely delighted and excited. Thank you so much. And of course, before your session, I talked to everybody and I told them, make sure you use what you learn. And all of them are promised that they are going to use what they're learning. So don't worry, this speech should not be wasted. It will not enter the left ear and go out through the right ear. They will use it. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing with us today. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm just going to take some reactions before we move on to the next speaker. Okay, let me just take some reactions here. Lekon is saying thank you, solid points. Fatum Sam is saying well done, Mr. Kishola. Akambi is saying thank you. Faith, wonderful. Miriam, enlightening. Oyetoro, thanks, Mr. Shola, for a fantastic session. This session has been eye-opening, right? I know some of you have been thinking affiliate marketing is, you bring two people to bring two people, right? Once they are telling you to bring two people to bring two people, it's not affiliate marketing again now. All right, that one is MLM. You people are doing it's multi-level marketing, right? I mean, I always laugh when you come to my DM, and I remember that when I was this is not to berate like multi-level marketing or to discourage people from multi-level marketing, but essentially, like a lot of times people miscommunicate the work that is involved, right? And they don't tell you exactly the what is involved, right? And then you just waste your money, right? So I really appreciate the session for bringing clarity. So that now we all know the difference between affiliate marketing and multi-level marketing. So thank you so much. Okay, moving on. Our very next speaker is her name is Esther Inder, and let me attempt to introduce her. Let me be calm. Let me keep calm. So here we go. Esther is a technical program manager at Microsoft. She is also the co-founder of Trek Scooters, Africa's first e-scooter sharing platform, and the founder of Mind Control, a mental health platform aimed at mental health advocacy through storytelling and session engagement. She started her career in investment banking and her experience cuts across financial advisory, asset management, business planning, and management consulting. Prior to founding Tech Scooters, Esther served as the acting chief operating officer of Fortress Consulting Limited and worked as a consultant with Deloitte Consulting USA. She has an MSc in Technology Management from North Carolina, AT&T State University, United States. She's a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, Project Management Institute, PMP member, and a graduate of Economics of Obafemi Awolowo University. Esther is kind, super smart, and constantly peppers our followers with super cute pictures, videos, and of course, words of wisdom. So please welcome with me to the stage, my friend and accountability partner, Esther Eidero. Wherever you are, please jam your hands. Esther, I hope I introduced you well. I hope I did not disappoint. I hope I did justice to your profile.
Like, seriously, you had to do that. I don't know what to say. Anyways, happy birthday, formally on the formal stage. Happy birthday once again. And it's such an honor to be here. So thank you, Benga, for organizing this kind of event. I'm super, 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 super proud of you. We're learning from you. We hope to do better as the year goes by. So, like there are 3 pillars. Sorry, guys, I didn't come with slides. I hope this should be more of a storytelling and just sharing my experience, because Benga said I was going to talk about how I got into tech. For my profile, you would see that I pivoted from economics, accounting, strategy, and I pivoted into tech. And I know tech is the in thing now. Everyone wants to do tech. So that's what I'm sharing. But I hope you're able to pick 1 or 2 things from what I'll be talking about. But anyways, there are 3 major pillars I resonate with when it comes to life. And this is value creation, life enhancement, and impact. So I am really energized when I see people, like me in rooms like this. It reminds me of 4 years ago when I started my transition journey, into tech. So if you're here, thumbs up to you. It shows you have the longing, passion, and zeal to be a better version of yourself and also earn more. We've learned about affiliate marketing, which is like the quick money. You start affiliate marketing and you start getting the money. However, I know this thing is about doubling your income in 2 months. I am on the long path because I'll be sharing my story of pivoting into tech and increasing my income, by over 1,000% in 18 months, not 2 months, but in 18 months, I know mine might be the long path, but they are less long path, but I wouldn't call them short path actually, because it requires similar zeal, resiliency, and intentionality. That's one thing I've realized with life. You have to be intentional about taking the next jump. So I hope my session teaches you your why, and why knowing your why is really important, how to leverage your existing skill sets to determine the best tech roles for you, and you can decide, do you want to go the long path or do you want to go the less long path? So for me, I'll tell you a story, how it started 4 years ago. I used to work as a consultant in a boutique management consulting firm, and I was advising clients on like process improvement and re-engineering. But I realized the world was changing and tech was the new thing. The things we're interested in back then, or the things we used to do. How many of us remember typewriters? Where are typewriters today? They're nowhere to be found. But I remember in secondary school, you have to go for a typewriting class. Like they taught us how to use typewriters. But today, it's nowhere to be found. No one uses typewriters, right? So I realized that, and I realized that when I go to my client to do my consulting job and give them solution, I realized that the solution I was preferring was not tech enabled. And it resonated with me that in a couple of years down the line, there's a possibility that these solutions I'm giving to clients, wouldn't be relevant anymore. So there was something that just lit up in me. And I was like, I really want to learn tech in the sense that how can I actually use tech to make sure that I'm preferring solutions to clients that is going to last, over the years, right? It's not just me going to client and giving them a solution, and in 1 year, another technology comes out and it's outdated. I also realized that there are many management consultants, but no one knows about tech. They're all focused about management consulting and no one knew about tech. So I felt like I wanted to be different, in this management consulting field. And I feel like having tech or adding tech to this, would be life-changing for me, and I'll be able to give value to clients. Clients will be able to get, value for their money, and I'll be able to provide cutting-edge technology solutions, for tech. So about the same time, I had this thought. A friend of mine who we worked together at a former company was leaving for the US for his MSc in computer engineering. He did computer engineering in a private school, and most of his classmates were outside of the country. I went to Obafemi Awolowo University, public school. So when we got done, we were hustling, for GTB jobs or like PwC jobs, or like Access Bank jobs. That was what we were hustling for, insurance job. We didn't know that people go out to study. We know, but we didn't know it was possible, because we were not used to that. But the private school guys, like they have that access to information, they're more exposed and all. So being my friend, I saw him off to the airport and I told him that in 6 months, you're going to see me in the States too. I'll be doing my master's, And after that experience, something lit up in me. Remember I said I had this thought about technology already. And that was just the push I needed, to get to work and to start doing something, So also I'm hoping that today's session would give you the push, you required to double your income strategically, because like Benga said, it's not just about talking, but you have to actually walk the talk. So knowing my why, I researched courses that were not too technical, but had a technological side that could also help me leverage my existing skill set and experience at the time. So when I did my research, I realized that technology management was the right course for me. I applied to lots of schools, got admission into North Carolina A&T State University. You might want to add that school to your list because like they have funding. So just putting that out there. I know a lot of you want to hear funding. Trust me, I didn't get funding. Zero funding. But like I said, the path isn't always easy. You need resiliency, you know. Resiliency is key on this journey. So I came, and when I got to school, the good news was I got graduate assistantship opportunities. And with that, I could pay for my tuition, you know, also cater to my living expenses with no debt incurred whatsoever. Good for me, the American system is different from the Nigerian system. You don't have to cram here, you know, it's more of assignment and projects. So for every course you do projects, right? And in this project, you are actually practicalizing what you're being taught in class, right? And that's where I got to build like tech skills, you know, around, I didn't have to code though, but I learned some tech skills around data analysis, you know, strategy, innovation when it comes to tech and what I really wanted to do. So I was able to pick the courses I wanted, you know. After that, I attended career fairs, worked on my resume because that is really important. And I want to highlight that, you know, especially for people like us, you know, where we didn't get those exposure, we didn't get people to talk to us about that. You know, when I came from Nigeria, I thought that your resume should just be job description. You know, in Nigeria, when they ask you to do your resume, you just go and look at your job description. You just copy and paste it, and you said that as a resume. But for a resume, your resume should talk about what distinguishes you from the next person that does the same job that you do. You know, that's when I see resumes, that's what I'm looking out for. I know as a data analyst, you have to work with data. I know that already. I know you have to analyze data. I know that already, right? But what are you doing differently? Is it a greater turnaround time? You know, is it that you have some skill set or some tools that other people, you know, on that same job don't have? You know, those are the things I would like to see on the resume. So I have to go through that and I have to revamp my resume, you know, and I had to like, you know, go for career fairs, you know, and, you know, go for career fairs, worked on my resume. I liked my experience and I got a job. I got an internship with Deloitte, like 3 months into getting to the States. And most times, yeah, once you have an internship, you have a full-time job, you know, and I was there. And from there, I transitioned, you know, to Microsoft, right, as a program manager. So that's the good thing with tech. Once you get in, it's easy to navigate your way around. So the reason why I said that story is because I want you to know your why. I know that many people talk about tech being the next good thing, the oil, you have the money and all of that. But I'm a proponent, like I am a fan of you knowing your why. Why do you want to do this? And it's fine if it's because of money. Like it's because of money, then look for the tech jobs that pay the highest and go for it, right? But know your why, to why you want to go into tech, because that's what you need. That's the fuel you need on this journey. Because even when it gets tough, you know your why, and it's going to keep you going. You know, so let me talk about tech roles. I can see some answers and questions. I'll get to that, but I want you to know that for you to get into tech, you don't need to know how to code. I used to think that coding, you know, was important, but trust me, you don't need to know how to code. There are a lot of roles, you know, in tech now, you know, that you don't need coding for, right? There's program manager, product manager, project managers. You know, you can be a UI UX designer. By this, I'm talking about user interface, user experience designer. If you like graphics, you know, this is something for you. Data and analytics, you know, if you like to play around data, you can look at this, right? You can be a cybersecurity analyst and you wouldn't code. You can be an analyst, like more of documenting requirements and all of that. You can be a business analyst if you like to write, you know, like you can be a business analyst. You can be support engineers. There's some applications like ServiceNow, Salesforce, you know, they need people, you know, that can master those applications so they can also go and train other people, or like they can work for other companies, organization. If you like research, you can work in a technology company as a researcher. Yeah. You can be a technical sales and marketing. So if you like sales and marketing, there's a role for you in tech, right? If you like to write, just a content writer, trust me, there's a role for you in tech also. Software engineering, you need coding for that. So I'm not going into that. So that's just me listing, you know, a list of stuff you need to go, like some roles you can get into. Also, I know that when it comes to tech and pivoting into tech, You know, people are like, I see a lot of things online, get into tech, come into tech, do this boot camp, come here. But you don't even know how to get into this, because sometimes I see this as information overload. I'm even weary of putting more information on how to get into tech, because I feel like there's a lot of information out there already, right? But very recent story, a friend of mine, she is into health, she's in health, and she was looking at pivoting into tech. And she went to health because her parents told her that, or to them or in their family, if I can put it this way, you know, to be successful, you had to be either a doctor, a nurse, you know, or or a lawyer. So if you can't be any of that, then that's not success for them. But that's really not what she wanted to do. So recently she has been trying to get into tech. And I was like, wow, that's good. So I would send her information and she was like, Esther, this is a lot of information. Software engineering today, do agile tomorrow, data, like, I don't know what to do. This is just like information overload. Like, what is the steps? What are the practical ways to actually go into tech? So I'm going to share with you what I shared with her. The first thing is know your why. That was what I said first, right? And that was why I gave that story, because you need that. What's your long-term goal? Why do you want to do this? What part of tech do you actually want to go into? What are my existing skills? What do I like to do? Because trust me, tech can be boring. So you don't want a tech role that is also boring, right? So you want to do something that you're passionate about. With this, you want to do a lot of research. Do your research and research and research, you know, so you know your why. Dig within, why do I want to do this? Be truthful with yourself. If it's money, fine, you know, but you know that this is why I want to do this, because I also like money. So just putting that out there. You know, the next thing is that you have to choose the tech role you're interested in after your research and highlight your transferable skills. So for example, for me, I'd worked with management consulting before. When I got to the state, I worked with Deloitte Consulting, but in the technology arm of Deloitte Consulting, doing digital transformation for companies. So I have some consulting skills before that I could leverage, you know, getting into that part. Now I'm working as a program manager, but most of the skill sets that I've developed over time is what I'm actually using now as a program manager with Microsoft, right? So you want to look at where I am now, what are my transferable skills and what part of tech I'm going into. So once you do that, the next thing is learn. I like the fact that the previous speaker talked about him going into engineering, you know, and learning everything on Google. Google is your friend, you know. I advise people go for unpaid services first, get all the knowledge you can get, you know, before trying to get into paid services. Trust me, most of the things you get in paid services, it's somewhere free of charge. You know, yesterday I was just browsing and I realized that, what's the name of this company? General Assembly, is it G? I'll confirm, yeah, General Assembly just started this live workshop for people, like different verticals of tech you want to go into, and you can register and you can go and listen, and they have classes free of charge. And these people are actually bringing the best of the best, you know, in the industry for that. So when you search and do your Google search, I'm sure you will see things like that. So leverage resources like that, you know, to grow your skill sets once you know what you're looking at. I just posted the link, you know, in the chat for people that want to check that out. You know, there are different things. Is it content you're looking for? Is it software engineering? Is it data? You know, you would see all of that on that link, right? So after that, after you've learned and you feel like you're in a good place, the next thing is that you want to actually build your portfolio, or you want hands-on training. So hands-on training by this means where you've learned all this theoretical things, how can you practicalize this? Thank God there are a lot of startups in Nigeria. So I run a startup, and trust me, since we founded Trek Scooters, most of the guys in Trek Scooters, right, are volunteers. We've been working with volunteers, and this is true story. I've seen guys leave Trek Scooters and go with, when they came in, they had little or no experience. And when they're going with a lot of experience and are getting full-time jobs in established companies. You know, I know we want the idea of get money now, but sometimes you have to invest in yourself. You have to like go and intern because you don't have this skill set. get that skill set for now. No money. Then once you get that skill, then you can go and charge, you know, whatever employer, whatever money you want them to pay you, whatever you think you want. But there's this place of sacrifice and putting in the work. And that's one thing I want to call out on this journey, right? So give yourself a timeline. I want to do this for this time. Once you do that for that time and you think you are in a very, very, very good place, you know, then you can launch out to be a tech bro or a tech sis, you know, and you can say women in tech or men in tech, you know, you can now launch out because you think you've gathered the right skill set. So before you launch out, you want to brand yourself. Branding is also important. You want to brand yourself. You want to update your resume. You want to update your LinkedIn. You know, you want to have a project brief saying these are the projects I've worked on and this is what I've been able to deliver. So coming to your company, I'll be able to deliver X, Y, Z because I've done this before, right? So you're talking from a place of value, right? And there are a lot of websites. I know there are more websites coming on. I've heard about, is it freelance.com? I've heard about Upwork, Flex Jobs. I know there are like a lot of websites in which people can still see like freelancing job or tech jobs in Africa. You know, just get on that, start doing your job, building your portfolio. And before you know it, you're in tech. And next thing, you're my colleague, you know, in Microsoft, and you're like, hi, Esther, you know, I met you a year ago and I'm here, you know. So I hope this little story of mine energizes you to take that step, you know, and know that it's possible to actually double your income, you know, or like get 1,000 or 2,000% more of the income you earn currently.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fantastic, fantastic session. I believe that we're inspired right now. Somebody's on this call, you know, who is probably, you know, their legs are trembling and shaking right now. They're like, yeah, let's go. Right. So who ask questions? You have questions. You're like, Esther, I hear you, but I have this concern. Tawa has raised up a hand. Tawa, let's go. We have barely 2 minutes to questions. So I think we're just going to take these 2 questions, Tawa and Rakib. So Tawa, please unmute your mic. And
Good evening. Thanks for the. But when you were talking, you talked about your pioneering. That needs to volunteer and train on yourself. Can you give how to live up to that? And what phases of the different aspects does it entail? Does it accommodate?
Sorry, here I'm muted. Tawa, please, can you say that again? I missed the first part. Can you say that again, please?
While you were given the session, you talked about a particular volunteering organization that you are pioneering. Can you give us how to link up with you or to key to that? Because of some of us maybe have gone into some kind of training and needs an avenue to get experience or to even add more value to what we've learned and to put it into practice.
Okay, so I was saying that like there are a lot of startups out there. Like in Africa, there are more startups. I co-founded a startup called Trek Scooters, right? You can reach out to us like Trek Scooters online, like social media, and just say you want to volunteer. But not just Trek Scooters, right? What did you say?
Can you spell that out? I can't really get
Okay, yeah. But I don't want to, yeah, I would spell that out. But I don't want you to limit that to Trek Scooters. It can be any startup, right? You can reach out to, if there's a startup you like what they're doing, you know, no startup will say no to volunteers, trust me, right? You can reach out to their HR or just send an email to them on LinkedIn. Most people we have working with us are people that came to us and say, would like to work with you, volunteer with you and all of that. Any startup of your choice, reach out to them and say, oh, I have learned this, you know, like I've done some courses. I recently onboarded a program manager to my team that is working with me closely. She has done a lot of online training for the past 1 year. And now she started working like 2 weeks. I had a meeting with her and she was like, wow, I've learned a lot in just 1 week of being onboarded, right? So reach out to as many startup as possible, you know, and just go get that experience. So.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Rakib, can you unmute your mic, please? Rakib.
Thank you so much for this insightful presentation. So I'd just like to ask briefly that what advice do you have for Nigerian students who are currently staying at home, being idle or depressed or just get confused? Someone like me.
See, this is the time. Utilize this, right? This is the time to get your skill set. This is a blessing. See, people get into tech without having degrees. You don't even have you don't need a degree to get into tech or have a tech job, or to earn well. So this is the time to identify what do you really want to do and start getting those skill sets, volunteer, you don't need to wait till you have that degree. No, this is the time. Use this time to build yourself up. Get what you need, look for opportunities to volunteer, and you start working. You'll be surprised that by the time ASU comes, you're in tech already, you are balling, you are earning in dollars or foreign currency, even if you decide to be in Nigeria, right? So don't wait for that degree, because most times, even once you graduate, you still have to start looking for jobs, building new skill set and all of that, right? Use this opportunity to go online, go on Google, start building your skill set. Look at things that you would probably want to do, and start building from there. So that would be my truthful and candid advice. Any other question?
Good evening.
Yeah, hi, Emmanuel.
Hi. Okay, so I was actually trying to wait for Grant's give the go ahead, but I think I'll just go. So I have an interest here in project management, operations management and things like that. And that's what really are. And so I think my question now really is, because I had a conversation with somebody some days ago, and I was just telling him how that, I intend to take a project management course, as my route to transition into tech.
Emmanuel, we don't have time. Straight to the question. What is the question?
All right. So the question is project management or product management. Yeah, are they similar? Because I hear they are similar, but product management is. And if they are not similar, what are the differences? Which is the
Okay, so your question is project management or product management. So depending on what you want to do, right? Project management and product management are two different things. Product management means you are the owner of the product. Like, you are deciding what kind of products do you want to build. You have to do your research, you have to do your feasibility studies, you have to talk to customers to make sure that they are actually going to use the product you want to build, right? So that's product management, and you manage the product through the life cycle of the product. You work with the technical teams that are going to build that product to make sure that product is a success, right? For project management is you managing projects, not necessarily products. So for example, you want to build a house, or for example, let's say in the tech space, someone wants to build an actual product. There has to be a schedule to say that we need to build this over a time span of, let's say, 1 month or 2 months. So the project manager would be working with the different teams, that are supposed to work on that product to make sure that they are building it. The product manager is doing like daily stand-ups to see that, are you guys on track? Is there any risks we need to avert? We need to build this project at so time. So the project manager is there to ensure that that product is built within the time that's been set for the product at the beginning. But the product manager is the one that actually decides the product to be built after doing all the necessary research to make sure that customers would actually use that product. And the product manager will always get like feedback to make sure that the product is used. So it's actually different. Like, project is more like startup, status updates. Are we in sync? Product is actually doing the work and deciding what product needs to be built. I hope that helps clarify things. It's a lot, but we have limited time, so that's all I can say now. So depending on your skill set, depending on what works for you, you decide.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, because of time, I see that some people are still raising up their hands, still have questions. Okay, some people are already asking for your social media and they would like to link up after the meeting. So please, by all means, share your social media handles in the comments. And if you still have questions, you can drop in the comments, and Esther will be hopefully Esther, please, if you can try to answer those questions in the comment section. Thank you so much. Esther, thank you so much for that fantastic session. You know, I know some people on this call have Japan goals and they're like, yay! Some people, you know, came for this session. I know some people came for affiliate marketing. Hey, we heard your voice. Some people, is this Japan session they came for, like, yes, I want to be like Esther when I grow up. So thank you so much for sharing. You know, we're grateful. Thank you. Please, I would like everybody on this call to go to the comment section and describe the session in one sentence. Let's go. Let's go. Esther, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Describe the session in one sentence. And of course, if you wish, you can say thank you to Esther, right? But you know, try to describe it in one sentence. Let's give Esther feedback. Let's give our feedback. Feedback, they say, is the food of champions. So let's go. Okay, let me quickly take some reactions here. Let me see. Okay, Christopher is saying thank you, Esther. God bless you. Miriam is saying amazing talk. Thank you so much. Rakib is saying it was time worthy. Sheru, awesome. Tower, fantastic. Kyle is saying it was an insightful session. Jennifer is saying awesome. Faith, know your why. Okay. Odike is saying it was spectacular. Hey, Odike. Okay, Chukwu impacting, blessing, inspiring, it's really enlightening. That's fantastic. You know, I see all your comments. Fantastic. Esther, wherever you are, you can go like this, like, wow, is it not plenty? It's very plentiful. Okay, all right. So we're moving straight on to the next speaker, right? We still have two more speakers, right? So just in case you're like, you know, have we reached the destination? No. Coming off. Yeah, you know, just do like this, do like this. Coming off. Okay, so let's move on to speaker 3, and speaker 3 is Chidi Nwagu. Chidi Nwagu. Chidi is definitely on the call. Yes, he's on the call. And let me just introduce Chidi to you so that you can meet the rock star who is going to take the stage next. So here we go. Chidi Nwagu is a serial tech entrepreneur and software developer. He co-founded Publicere, which has helped over 8,000 African creatives earn a living from their creative works. He also co-founded SAM, which has helped about 7,500 individuals from 156 countries build successful impact-driven businesses. Nwagu has won the Migration Entrepreneurship Prize, Africa's Business Hero Prize, the Africa 3535 Award, the Young Leaders Award, and the Bees Business Excellence Award. Please, just do like this, do like this. Chidi is a Dalai Lama Fellow, Virginia, French-American Foundation Young Leader, Paris, Acumen Fellow, West Africa, Alibaba E-Founders Fellow, China, West Tower Fellow, Berlin, African PLP Fellow, Cairo, and Yunus Fellow, New York. When Chidi speaks, people listen. His teaching sessions have been described as phenomenal and life-changing. So please welcome to the stage with me, my super inspiring friend and multiple award-winning super founder, Chidi Nwagu.
Hi, Benga.
Please jam your hands together, please.
Yeah, hello, Benga. Thanks for. I don't know if you can hear me. If it's possible, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Chidi. So, Chidi, I hope I did justice to your intro.
I really don't care what people think about me, though. But thanks for the introduction. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So please take us there.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I don't know what time it is where you are, but today I'll be talking to you about starting and growing a small business. I really don't, speak about small businesses. Mostly I speak about tech businesses, because I believe in scalability and the use of technology to create things. But I thought this would be good because a lot of people might want to create a business, tech enabled or not. So the first thing I will talk about, when you're starting a business, people tell you a couple of things. Someone will tell you, um, you know, find what you're passionate about and try to make money out of it. And other people, others can tell you what do you love doing. Do what you love doing. Let love, lead the way, and the money will come eventually. And some might tell you figure out what the market needs and go with it. But I'll tell you that all this advice are very good, but they are very incomplete on their own. So if you take any of this advice, you might end up making a mistake. So what you should do is bring all three advices together, and then try to find the the point of intersection, where they all come together. So for example, when I wanted to start Publish here, I had to ask myself questions. Although I discovered the very a pain point or a challenge in the business, in the market, I asked myself, what do I love doing here? And I love reading. I read a lot, a lot of articles and every day. I love reading about things. And it's very difficult to monetize reading. How can you make people pay you for reading? So I said, okay, I now know what I love doing. So I have to ask, what am I passionate about this time? And I'm very passionate about the narrative, African people, in the eyes of the world, because I've had the opportunity to go out, travel a good number of times outside of Africa, and I see that very few people understand, or know what really what it means to be African. They have this single story of the African people. When they think about the African people, they think about poverty, they think about corruption, but they don't understand there's more to Africa than, these things. And I passionate about changing that narrative. I want people to really see what Africans for what they are, and who they are, beautiful, hardworking, creative people. So that's my passion. And now I ask myself, what's the market demand? And then I realized that the market, a lot of, content creators out there, they want to get their content out, writers and musicians, they want to get their content out there on public platforms. And the question they ask themselves is how can they do it, especially first-time creators? So I said, why don't I bring all these three, points together? I help content creators, get their content, on global platforms so that people can see, beautiful works by African people on global platforms, and understand that Africans have a lot of great, great innovative people. And the part of reading is that I, get to read, amazing books, and then determine which one is good, because I've read a lot of books, and so I know, a good book when I see it. So I started a publishing company, digital distribution company. And so that's, a fusion of all three of them together. So when you want to start a business, ask yourself, what am I good at? Which is your strength? And what do you love doing? And what does the market need? And bring them together. And then you're able to find out what the right business for you is. And now when you already have, you already know what business you want to do, the question is, what are the things that you have to avoid, in order to grow that business? The first thing I would say is, which is the very most important thing, don't do everything on your own. So I'm an entrepreneur. That's all I know how to do. I know how to, build businesses, tech businesses from ground up. But then I realized that if you have to do everything on your own, you get burnt out very quickly. You spend so many time, so an awful amount of time doing things you don't enjoy doing, because not everything that are important to the growth of your business you would enjoy doing. You might, for example, you might hate, accounting, having to come to, put together your revenue and expense reports. You might really hate that, so why don't you get someone to do the things that you don't enjoy doing?
Sorry, Chidi, I think you went on mute.
Yes, please check your sound. Can you say something?
Yeah, I think I went on mute.
Oh, yeah. You're back now. You're back. Please.
Can you let me know where where I went off, please?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please carry on. We can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to know where I went, where I cut off, so that I know where to start, from again. Yeah.
Recruiting someone to work on the aspect which you don't like. That's where we had the last one.
Oh, great. Yeah. So thanks for that. So, get people who do, to do things that you don't enjoy doing or things that you're not very great at doing. Because I always say, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. And if you are the smartest person in a room, then you are obviously in the wrong room, So get, team players, and sometimes I understand that when you're starting out the business, you do not have money to pay people to start, to work for you. So I'll just tell you to get self-motivated people who are equally as motivated as you are, who are passionate about the same vision, who share the same vision as you do, and get them to, work with you, maybe for equity of the business, in the business. And the question I always hear people tell me things like, how can I convince someone to work with me, to see the big picture and to work with me for equity, even when the business is not really big yet? And I always say, if you're not able to convince people to work with you for equity, how do you think you can, convince your customers to pay you for the same thing that, for the same product? Because, money is the hardest thing, for people to, part ways with. So, just take it as one of, the biggest challenge, to get right-minded people to work with you, by sharing the vision with them and helping, letting them see that vision as, that you see. And, so then the next thing is that, which is very important. A lot of people don't do this. I don't know why, but they don't, you should make sure that you have a website. And it doesn't have to be a very sophisticated website. It does not have to have e-commerce features or any sophistication or specification that is that's beyond just a normal landing page. You can just have a very simple website that has basic details about your business. Most especially, it should answer questions that people will otherwise often ask you. Because if people ask you a lot of questions, it's always sensible if you put this, answers to those questions on your website and say, hey, answers like this, you can find them on our website, and plus more, that helps people to not ask you so many questions. Sometimes even before reaching out to you, they already know a lot about your business because they're able to read about it on your website. So it's very important that you have a website. And if very possible, I would say get a corporate email for your business. And the reason why is, I don't know about a lot of people, but this happens to me a lot. If people send me emails, with maybe at gmail.com or at yahoo.com, I always struggle to, to respond to that message, except I know the person personally, because I always ask myself questions that if you do not put so much, effort into your branding of your business, that means you don't take it very seriously. And why should I take you seriously as well? So, you should make sure that, you have a website and a corporate email to go with it if possible. And when you start out the business, focus on data, do not let wishful thinking, get you to do things that, or to get into a business that is not profitable. A lot of people can say, hey, do this, there's a lot of money in it. Do not listen to, to this, kinds of information. Try to research and ask yourself a question. What are the pros and cons of running a business, in this industry or running this kind of business, speak to people who already started the business in the past, just get to understand if, what challenges they've had, along the way, just to understand, just to get data of what you should expect, when you get into this business. Is the market shrinking? Is it turning obsolete in the future, very soon? You need to do this. And when you're running a business, try to have metrics, The metric will help you to understand if you're successful or not. A lot of people are running businesses for over 5 years, and they don't really know that they're running a failing business because they just feel, well, maybe they're leaning on vanity metrics, and eventually it takes them about 5 years to realize that they're really losing a lot of money than they're actually gaining. So make sure that you have metrics that that actually that are in alignment with the vision of your business, or the mission of your business, and or really keys into if you make revenue or not. Do not look for vanity metrics like the amount of web page visitors you have, the amount of people that called you to inquire about your business. Rather focus on actual customers, returning customers, paying customers, revenue, monthly recurring revenue, and annual recurring revenue. Focus on things like that, because those are the factors that will tell if you're going to be in the in business for a long time. Then focus on scalable models. And when I say scalable models, a lot of people when starting out the business, they don't really think about where this is going to go to, the future of the business. And so they build models that cannot scale because they are thinking small, and when they think when it's time to grow or scale, they realize that everything that they have in place do not work. It's no longer doesn't make any sense because you cannot use it to scale. So ask yourself questions like, the model that I'm using right now, if for example maybe a popular celebrity talks about your business, or the whole world 1 million people turn their attention to your business and others, or reach out to you, can you be able to fulfill others? Can you be able to work with them and satisfy their demand, in a very timely fashion? So always figure out that, always make sure that whatever models you have in place are very scalable, and that they foster growth, or they permit you to grow along the line. And another one is make sure you have a backup plan. And the reason why it's now, having a business plan makes sense, but I've come to understand that a lot of business plans do not work for maybe 4 months. Into the business, you realize that a lot of things have to change, and then you have to draft out a new business plan. So having a business plan could be good, but just have a backup plan. And the backup plan is more like plan B, plan C. In case maybe the actual plan doesn't work, what's next? It's just more of you, preparing to fit. You're preparing for failure, and if it ever happens, you're always preparing for the worst. Always ask yourself, if everything doesn't work out, where is this going to lead? As well, for example, there are a number of businesses. This one I remembered that sprung up from a game development company, and it's now used as a tool for communication. So always ask yourself, if this doesn't work, where are we going next? What are we going to do next? To make sure that we remain in business. Then do not be afraid of risk, and do not. When I say do not be afraid to take risks. Do not use that as an opportunity to gamble. Always make sure that your risks are calculated. That this means that risk that makes a lot of sense. Although it could be a 50-50 chance that it might work, it might not. But do not take risks that are very financially heavy. That means that you have to put a lot of money into it, and it might actually go bad. Just take risks that maybe they lean heavily on ideas, or they're not really money driven, but just be willing to try new things, and just do things that you really don't really understand, but you have some level of faith in, because some part of it makes sense. Even if you don't see the full picture, it doesn't mean that you can do it. It means that you can start from from the part of the picture that you see, and hopefully along the way you're able to paint the full picture. So and in other words, do not play it safe. Safe is normal is boring, and boring does not get you anywhere. And this is very important, but a lot of people do not do it, especially small businesses. So when you're starting a business, do not spend your profit. So when the money comes in, for example, you put in 2 million maybe naira into a business, and maybe you make 3.5 or 3 million along the way, from the 2 million. That means you have about 1 million naira in profit. Try as much as possible to put all that into the business, so that means you start with 2 million as your capital, you make 3 million eventually, you put the entire 3 million back into the business, hopefully you make 5, and then 5 again, you put it back in the business. If you can do this for the next 6 years, at least 5 years, that help you create a sustainable business, that has some sort of stability, it's it might be very tempting, but try to do this. I remember while I was growing up, and I went to one of my uncle's store, and there was something I loved. I think I was about 7, and something I loved in his store, and I said, "Uncle, I love this. Can I have this?" And he said, "Sure," and he gave it to me, and he paid his worker for it. And I asked him, "Why did you have to pay for this when you own the store?" And he said, "If I don't pay for it, I'm really like hot in my business because eventually I lose money. So I have to pay for it like I'm a customer, so it can go into record, So it was very surprising that he didn't even pay the cost price. He paid the actual price that any regular customer would have paid. That taught me a very valuable lesson. At the age of 7. Then another thing is focus on branding, and this includes corporate branding and personal branding. And the question is, when people ask, what is branding? Branding is typically what people say about you when you're not in the room, or say about your business when you're not around. If I ask you about Pepsi or Coca-Cola, what do you have to say about them? That's branding. What people feel about you. It's not necessarily the message you're communicating, but the message that people get and keep with them. And focus on branding. For me, I realized that personal branding has helped me in my corporate branding, and it has helped a number of entrepreneurs as well. For example, Elon Musk, has, he owns SpaceX, the Boring company, Tesla, and I realized that he has more following than any of all his companies combined. And most people that invested in his companies invested in it because of Elon, and not mostly because of the idea. Because a lot of people invest in people and not necessarily ideas, because they understand that ideas can fail, but they bet on the people behind the product. So, as much as possible, try to build your personal brand as a business person. You can. One of the great ways to do this is to talk about your experience on social media, the good, the bad, the ugly. Share your expertise. Tell people what you've learned along the journey. And that way people get to see you as an authority. Over a period of time, maybe you constantly share your experience, about a certain industry for a period of time. People see that your ideas are, they have value and they make a lot of sense, and that it has helped them eventually in their own business. You gradually become an authority in the field, and eventually people will want to put their money into you. Investment, partnership, customers, not because of necessarily how great your product is, but because they can relate, or they have this connection, this empathetic connection between the person behind the business, and that gives them that confidence to work with you, because they believe that you have integrity, and it's always safe to work with you. Then the last one I would say is trust in yourself, believe in yourself. And it might sound cheesy or cliche, but it's very important that you trust yourself, or you believe that you're capable of doing things, because it's every success that you experience, is actually the second success. The first success started, happens in your head. You have to, have the full picture of what you want to do, how you're going to do it, and believe it before you actually do it, and then, experience the real success. So any success that you've seen out there that people have experienced first started in the head, and so that means the actual success that you see is actually the second success. So if you don't believe in yourself, that means you can't have the first success, which happens in the head, which is more of a mental success. So just, you have to believe in yourself, believe that you're capable of doing something, even if the picture or the vision is not clear enough. It's okay, because most people who, when starting a business, they don't really have the full picture, but along the line they begin to paint the picture. And I would say, do not play it safe. Do not go for although I would say go for realistic goals, but do not settle for mediocrity. So that means that in a nutshell, if your dream or your vision does not scare you, then it's not worth doing in the first place. You should sit down and think about what you want to do, and it should frighten you because it's something that you believe is bigger than you, and that gives you a sense of the bigger purpose, and that will definitely mean that once you're able to achieve it, even if you don't achieve it, you might achieve something great along the line, or you might achieve it, or even more than that. When I started Publish here 5 years ago, honestly, I had big dreams, but where I actually saw myself and where I am now, where I am right now is like way ahead of what I actually envisioned when I started. But I had to start first, but I had an audacious vision. But then I put my my blood, my everyday, I wake up in the morning, that's all I think about. At night, that's all, that's what I think about before I slept, and eventually everything panned out even bigger than I thought, So just try and do things. Even if you are scared that they might not work, just try it. What do you have to lose? You might fail, but always understand that if you didn't start in the first place, you've already failed already. Yeah. So happy building your business.
Wow. Thank you so much, Chidi. Thank you so much for sharing. We still have, I think, maybe 1 minute if you want to take one question before you go. Emmanuel, your hand is up. Do you still have a question? Emmanuel, do you have a question? Okay, since Emmanuel is not there.
I think that
Sam,
was before.
do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Emmanuel is fine. All right. Okay. Okay. Fatum, do you have a question? Sam, I see your hand up.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please carry on. Go ahead.
Mr. Chidi, I sincerely appreciate your expository words, and I sincerely want to thank you for the time you created to come to enlighten us. I'll just go straight to the point. My question is, what would be your opinion about creating a social media content only for Nigerians? And however, how would you see this idea? I mean, what's really the process of establishing a social media content that will probably just only be for Africans or Nigeria particularly?
Personally, when people talk about a business idea, I really don't like hearing it from the product point of view, what you do and how you do it. I like hearing it from the pain point of view, And the reason why I love, hearing from the pain point of view is because, the question is, what problem are you solving for your target audience, or what value are you giving to them? How do you make their life better, or how do you mitigate the challenges that they have? Because that is the only thing, that's the one thing that will stay constant along your journey. Having a social media, content or social content, for Nigerians or Africans can eventually change. Your business can, evolve from that. But it's one thing that your business can never evolve from. It's the problem you're solving, or the challenges you're mitigating, or the value that you intend to give your customers. So when you talk about your business, talk about it from the point of how you help the customers and not the product that you're giving. Because people only see the value in your business based on what they can get out of it, or what they can use it to achieve, So if you can rephrase that question and tell me exactly how, what the value you're giving your customers, or the problem you're solving, or the challenges you're helping them to mitigate, I can be able to tell you if it's worthwhile or not.
Okay. Thank you very much. If I have to rephrase this question, I'll put it simply that the idea of social media, as I think there's a website that has that's called internet stats or so, that actually shows that Nigerians are the number one in the whole world that are always on the internet. That's given the Facebook, all this websites and all the social media websites. Nigeria is number one. That's why I first got my motivation from knowing full well that Nigerians are always on the net, on the web, using the phone, specifically the phones. Now I now notice that okay, we have people spending hours on Facebook, spending hours on Instagram. Now, if we could have a content where could probably be for now, people most times have needs, emotional needs, relationship needs. People we just come on social media just to chat with people, you know. Now, if we could come there was a certain time I could recall there was this app that came from South Africa to go. In fact, I could recall a whole lot of Nigerians were on that app just trying to hook up with one person or the other. And I can tell you, even currently right now, Facebook as it were has actually helped one or two people gotten married, you know. So my idea of creating a content is to link up people because as I so discovered that Nigerians are so engrossed spending time on social media trying to find one person or the other. So that the need I would say it's is to make Nigerians, come much out. I mean, leave the idea of maybe staying on other foreign companies like Facebook and all of that. So if you can have a specific website for Nigeria where you can just directly search for someone in your state, say like Lagos, Abuja, or thereabout, someone within your locality, I think it's really going to make over time make people withdraw from other foreign social content down on stream it down to your own content. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And over time, I can now bring up the advertising aspect of it on the sites and all of that.
So I'll tell you two things. One is that it's your target customers. Have people told you that this is what they're looking for? Because personally, I think people are tired of having to be on so many social media platforms. They can't even keep track of it. And right now, I'm not on TikTok because I'm tired. I'm like, how can I keep up with the new networks coming up? So are people tired of Facebook? Are people tired of Twitter? Are people tired of Instagram? Do they need something new? If they don't, I don't think you need to start another one. Because I think the current ones are not yet exhausted. People are not yet tired of them. People are still meeting Nigerians and people outside of Nigeria on this platform. So except you have good data that backs that people, a huge amount of Nigerians want this, then that makes sense. Else I think you're like acting against the wall.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Chidi, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, can you please go to the comment section right now and describe Chidi's session in one sentence? In one sentence. Can you please do that? Describe the session in one sentence. Let's go.
I have a question. Now.
Yeah, Benga, I don't know if he can go. If you make it quick,
Okay. Chidi, you were saying something?
Yeah, I don't know if he can make it quick. If he can, then yeah, I can just quickly answer that and I can be on my way.
Sorry, can you come again? I didn't hear what you said.
I think someone has a question. And if the person
okay,
then I can answer
because of our time, that person should drop their question in the chat box, right? And Chidi, if you will be so kind enough, please respond in the chat box because of our time, right? So anybody who still has questions, drop it in the chat box before Chidi leaves this call. He would respond to your question because of our time. So let me quickly respond to some of the comments by Chidi. Chidi, please listen to the feedback so far. Oluwadara is saying beautiful apt. Olabi is saying I've actually learned something new as a businesswoman. Kolawale is saying thank you. Patrick is saying thank you for enlightening us. Banjo, okay, this is question and answer. Okay. Oluwadara is saying beautiful. Faith is saying fantastic. Goodness is saying great. Christ is saying Chidi, get oil for your head. Chidi, hey. Chidi oil. Chidi, we are start selling oil. That's the next. That's the next business opportunity now. Oil. Chidi and Sons Ministries. I want to pay my tithes on offer. I'm looking for where to pay it. Victoria is saying awesome, insightful. Wow. Thank you so much. Because of time, thank you so much. So Chidi, thank you so much for sharing with us today. We're extremely grateful. People are asking for social media handles. If you can, please kindly share the link to your social media handles. We would love to follow you. Please share in the comment section. So wherever you are, please can you please put your hands together for Chidi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. Fantastic. And moving to our final speaker for today. Our final speaker for today, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for this? Hey, are you ready? If you are ready for this, before I even introduce this last speaker, if you are ready, I want you to go into the comment section right now. And I want you to type ready, 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 ready. Oh yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I want to be sure that I'm not the only one who's excited about this final session, right? Because this final speaker is fire, fire. If you've been on Twitter, you must have seen an anti-work. You know, it's like the handwriting on the wall. How will you be on Twitter and not know her, right? Fire, everybody. Okay, I like this. I like the energy in the room. I'm seeing ready, 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 ready. I like the energy in the room, right? Let me just confirm that Mo is on this call. Multiple Odele is on the call. Fantastic, fantastic. So I'm going to introduce Mo right now. Mo is our final speaker. I love the energy. I can see, right? I can see. And the ladies are bringing up the heat. Gloria, she goes here. Yay! E for energy. Fantastic. So let me introduce all of you to Mo Odele. Mo Odele is a startup lawyer, academic, investor, and creator of digital products. Our other interests include issues on human rights and counterterrorism and the rights of internally displaced persons. She holds a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of Benin. She also holds a Master's at Law, LLM, from Columbia Law University, where she graduated as Alan Fisk Stone Scholar, a Salzburg Cutler International Law Fellow, and a recipient of a Parker School Certificate for Achievement in International and Comparative Law, and a recipient of David Lebron Human Rights Fellowship. There's more. Mo is unapologetic about gender equality. She's a writer, a personal development nerd. So fairly often you will find her on social media giving practical tips that help people improve their everyday life. Please welcome to the stage a phenomenal leader, social media influencer, and legal juggernaut, the one and only Mo. Mo, please.
Oh, hi.
Hello,
Hi.
Mo.
Hi.
I hope you caught your introduction. Did you catch your introduction?
I did. I caught some of it. So I was coming right in and I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, I caught some of it. Yes, I did. I did. Hi. Hi, everybody.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, right? And I know that you've been on the road much lately, and despite your busy schedule, and I know that right now you are like, Benga is a very stubborn person, because I know that I was camping inside your WhatsApp there to make this session happen. So I'm really so happy that you could join us, that you could make it.
No, it's totally my pleasure, honestly. I'd had a long day and I was like, oh, I needed to hear. There's an echo. I don't know if is it from me or I don't know where that's coming from.
From my end. So I'm going to oh, sorry, I was muted before. I think the echo is probably from my end. All right, Mo, if you can hear me, it's probably from my end. So I'm going to mute my speaker now. And please, over to you. Take it away.
Okay, awesome. Okay, all right, cool. So I'm going to actually talk about some actually like in my bedroom. So I just blurred my background. I did listen to the first beat that was talking about affiliate marketing. And before I even go into my session, I just wanted to talk about something real quick. It's kind of funny because there was one bank app that I had signed up for a couple of months ago. And honestly, I just signed up for it and they're like, oh, you can tell your friends about us and all of that. And I was like, okay, cool. And so they gave me a referral link, which I just put up somewhere. And then I was trying to open up the bank app because I actually wanted to show you that this was something that was really interesting. And I saw that I had earned $10,000 in referral credits. I was like, what? I didn't even know. I mean, this is something they haven't given me the money yet. I mean, they're giving me in tranches, but they've given me $300 so far. And this is something that I just I basically just shared a link, right? And I just put it up in different places. I've put it up in my newsletter, I put it up in different places. Now, of course, I have a big audience, or a relatively big audience online, so that's different. But I also just wanted to say that, you know, affiliates marketing is quite interesting. And I know that it's gotten a bad rap, but it's also a good way for you to make, you know, I guess, passive income. So anyways, getting right into it. Benga, can you just let me know how many minutes I have for this, just so I can, you know, just so I can structure it properly.
Okay, yeah, so you have 15 minutes for the main session and then 5 minutes for Q&A.
Okay, awesome. Cool. By the way, happy birthday. For people's birthdays, they typically just focus on themselves. It takes a very special person to kind of like focus on other people. So this is great. This is great. And then one thing of course, my session is going to talk about personal development, and it's going to tie it into how you can use that to increase your income. But one of the things I also want to say is that part of personal development is really about the connections that you make, and you just being a person of value. When you help other people, you know, it's almost impossible for you not to get help yourself. Now, that help does not have to be from the people that you've helped, right? I'll give you an instance. Today, I had meetings back to back. I was so tired about this. But when Benga had reached out to me and said, you need to, like, you know, do you want to do this? Because of how valuable he is as a person, you know, I was just like, say, I'm going to do it regardless, no matter how tired I am or anything like that, I'm going to do that. And that's kind of like the position you want to be in, right? You want to be, and it's not because of anything he has helped me do personally. It's just because of, you know, things that other people have said that he has done for them and with them, you know. And for me, I just thought, you know what, why not? If I can, I would do it. So yes, that's it. It takes a very special person to drag me on a Thursday evening to come and do this. So well done and happy birthday. Anyway, so let's get right into it since I have 15 minutes. For sure. So since I have 15 minutes, let's just get right into it. So I don't know how many people know anything about me, but I'm happy to just talk about it real quick. So my name is Mo, and my full name is actually Modupe, and I schooled in Nigeria. I only left Nigeria about 6 years ago, something like that. So very little while ago. And at the time I was living in Nigeria, I remember clearly my salary was 100,000 naira. Now 100,000 naira at the time was not a lot of money even back then. But I thought to myself, and I said, this is not working, this cannot work. In fact, I shared on some interview I did a couple of days ago that my first job out of NYC had offered me 40,000 naira or something like that. And then I thought about the fact that, see, I'd spent 6 years in school plus strike. I went to a school that had a lot of strike. So, you know, that's also something that was very that was very painful, because I spent quite a long time in school. And then you get out and then somebody's offering you 40,000 naira. Like, what's happening? What's happening here? What's the problem? What's the problem? So basically, you know, it was a thing of me making a decision and saying that this is not how I see my life going forward. And I want to tie it into, actually, I have a presentation. So let me just pull that right up. 1 second. So I just want to make sure, can you see my screen? It should just say personal development.
Not yet. We can't screen your screen yet.
Okay, so let me just try. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to see it now. Can you see it now?
Yes, we can see your screen now. Yes, correct.
Okay, all right, cool. So I have this, right? And I was just going to just talk about this real quick, right? Because we're talking about personal development and increasing your income. And I always say that I think one of the things that has helped me to increase my income over time has just been personal development. Now, I know that a couple of speakers have talked about it. When you think about, like, you know, how you upskill yourself and things like that, it's really about personal development. But it's one thing that people always forget is the word personal, right? In that development. But before we go into that, one of the things I also want to make sure that we emphasize is the fact that you cannot grow what you cannot measure. Now, a lot of people who are thinking about, oh, I want to move from A to B, they just don't know where A is. And that's problematic, because if you don't know where you are, or you're not honest with where you are currently, then it's a lot difficult for you to chart a path. Think about it like Google Maps. So when you're trying to go somewhere, you bring out your phone and then you're like, oh, Google Maps, I want to go XYZ. The first thing Google will ask you is, what is your current location, right? Impute your current location. When you order an Uber or Bolt or whatever, taxi service that you use, the first thing that they ask you is, where is your location? So you need to think about the fact that for you to grow, for you to move, you need to be honest about where you are currently. And that honesty goes into different things. Honesty can be being honest about your finances. That's one area that a lot of people find it very difficult to be honest about. They know how much they're making, but they just don't know how much is, how much is staying in their pockets. Sometimes it's not zero, right? In fact, in terms of like managing your income and your financial life, it's not just about how much you're making, but where is your money going to, right? What are the things you're spending money on? Those are the kind of things that you have to really have an honest conversation with yourself and know. So like I say, the first thing first is for you to just be honest with yourself on where you are. And it doesn't really matter like how bad it is, because I remember that when somebody was offering me 40,000 naira, I finished the 2-1, and then at the time I was thinking to myself, because a couple of my friends that finished with similar grades and all that, they were in consulting firms and other companies where they were earning 6 figures already, and this was me barely trying to make 50K. So I was honest enough for myself to say that this is not what I want. This is not, I didn't think about it as I didn't run away from that problem, right? I was very, very very much aware that this is where I was. So that's the first thing I want anybody to take away from this call. And if there's nothing else that you take away from whatever I say, but just make sure you remember this, that you cannot grow what you don't measure. Now, the second thing I also want to talk about is personal development before we go into the development bit, because there's a lot of articles, there's a lot of there's a lot of YouTube videos, there are a lot of Google pages that you can read that tell you how to develop and everything like that. But the most critical thing is your mind, right? When you think about yourself, when you talk to yourself, what voice do you hear? Do you tell yourself that you cannot do this? And it might be a bit cheesy, but it's very important, because honestly, the voice, what you tell yourself is really the most important piece of that conversation. Now, no matter what, if I come to you and say, hey, come into tech, come and do this, if you are in your mind, you feel like I can never do this, right? You won't do it. If somebody comes to you and say you can increase your income in 60 days, and in your mind you believe that, oh, that's not possible, I cannot do it, you won't do it. That's it. If somebody says that you can run a marathon and you say that I cannot do it, then you won't do it. And I'll give a personal story. When I first moved to the US, I was asking because I was trying to get closer to my colleagues and just trying to figure out how people were generally socializing. And I found out that in New York, which was where I was, people socialize a lot with like exercise related activities. I mean, it's either hiking, or they are running, or they are going to play tennis, or they are going to the gym. I'm like, that's not my own idea of enjoyment. But I was like, okay, fine. Let me just try and do it. And then I was talking to a colleague of mine, and she was like, she's going to run a half marathon. I was like, what do you mean half marathon? How many miles are you going to run? And then she told me, I think it was like 12.5 miles or something. I was like, that's not possible. I'm not going to run 12.5. Where am I running? Who's chasing me? Where am I running? What happened? What's the problem? And then I told myself, I said, you know what? Because to me, it just seemed like an impossible ordeal, right? And then she ran the half marathon, and then she came back and she gave, their pictures and everything. And I was like, wait, so this half marathon, let me try it, right? So I told myself, I said, I'd never run a half marathon before. But I told myself, I said, okay, fine. She did this half marathon. I'm going to try to do a marathon. I'm going to tell you that year, I didn't only run a half marathon. I ran the New York full marathon that year, and within 6 months, right? So within 6 months, I moved from a person who thought I couldn't run a half marathon to somebody who was running a full marathon. And even if there was a lot of like practice in between that 6 months, I want to tell you that the most critical thing that changed was really the voice and what I was telling myself, right? I had to tell myself that I can do this, and that's it. I always think about myself as having two lives, and I'll explain what that means. The first one is my life in my mind, and the second one is my life in actuality. Things happen in your mind before they happen anywhere else, right? So whatever you are proposing, whatever you want to do, you need to tell yourself, first of all, that it's possible. And why that is very critical is because it's that conviction that is going to make you literally move mountains. So when people come to you and tell you that this is not possible, when people laugh at you, when I moved for school, right? I think I told my mom the day I was moving, and it wasn't about the fact that I was hiding it from her, but I knew that if I had mentioned to her and say, oh, I'm going to one of the best schools in the world, I mean, in the beginning, she always be like, it's not as if she won't encourage me, because my mom is amazing, but she would have I was afraid of what her reaction would be, and I didn't want it to affect, what I was doing. So I did everything. I got my visa, I got my student visa, I got everything. It was like literally 48 hours to when I was leaving for the US that I came and I told my family and I said, this is what it is. But then again, that was probably not the best thing to do. But as I grew older, I understood the fact that the conviction has to start from you. And once you have that conviction, then it's a lot easier for you to move on. I remember when we started Vasiligo, someone asked me and says, what's the vision for Vasiligo? I said, oh, we want to be the best tech law firms in the world. And the guy said to me, he said, in the world, why not Africa? Why not Nigeria? I said, why? Why can't it be in the world? And that's because I believe it. And when I speak to my lawyers today, that's the same mindset they carry. And when you think about, and it shows even in the way they have conversations with clients, partners, other people. The lawyers who work with me, in their mind, believe that they are the best tech lawyers in the world. And whether that's fact or not, I don't care. What I care about the fact is that they believe it and they carry themselves like that, right? So you need to start with that. That's the first thing that needs to be critical. So when you think about personal development, always think about it that it starts with personal. So however you're thinking about it from yourself, that's how you kind of present to the world. So that's very important. Now, there's this question I want to ask people in the comments before and somebody can read out the comments to me. What do you think the best performers in the world have in common? I have a cash prize for the person who gets this question, and it's $100. So you should put your comments in put your $300. Put your answers. I'm waiting. I have 10 seconds. So yeah, put your answers. I can't see the comments. So if you know them,
70,000. No, more. Let me help you advise. That's 70,000 naira. 70,000. Hey, oh yeah, participate.
What do you think the best performers in the world have in common? Okay, count down. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're almost there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Time up. What are the answers that we have? It's one word, so I'm hoping that somebody gets it. Oh, sorry, I can't see the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna say the answer.
See now?
No. That's because I'm presenting. I'm going to say the answer now. And if anybody got it, then that person wins by $100. So the answer is the best performers in the world. The best performers in the world have a coach. They have a coach. Anybody gets it? Please let me know.
Okay, I'm going through right now.
Okay, so I'm thinking about it, but think about it real quick. Right? Serena Williams, Beyonce, Michelle Obama, all the people that you respect and you see them as the best in their craft, they have coaches. Do you know one of the things that when you think about Barack Obama, for instance, people will say, oh, Barack Obama is a very good orator, right? He writes the best speeches, and he gives the best speeches and everything. But do you know that Barack Obama has a speech, right? Like he had speech writers, right? So that's the thing that you have to think about, that you don't have to do it by yourself to be an awesome performer. In fact, the best performers know that they need help. And that's why it's very critical. When my business was growing and it was growing faster than like I imagined, I immediately knew that I needed to be a certain person to be able to lead this business. And I went out and I started asking my friends and I said, please, how did you guys cope with this? How did you, when your business was growing, what did you do? And then if you have a coach, can you please introduce me and all of that? And that move alone was game changing for my business. So I think that even as you personal develop and all of that, that humility of understanding the fact that you still need help is very critical. So again, I'm a very big fan of I'm a very big Serena Williams fan. And when I think about Serena Williams' career, just generally, right, like she has always talked about the people along the way that have helped her, from her dad to Venus to her coaches, you know, and even to her competitors, right? She learns from them. So one of the things that you always have to understand is that always seek help. And I'm not saying that your coach has to be like a paid coach or anything like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Mine is a paid coach, but you don't have to get a paid coach. But always understand the fact that you need help, and don't be too proud to seek it. Because think about it, that even if your greatest of all times could get a coach, then who are you to say that you won't get a coach? You get what I mean? Like, even, you know, I don't know about footballers, but I want to imagine that footballers themselves would have coaches, right? Like, so that's very important for you. Now, some of the things I also want to talk about is, I did talk about the fact that your mind is your greatest asset. And then before something actually happens, right, in actuality, you have to actualize it in your mind. If you don't believe that it can actually happen, then it wouldn't happen. So you need to be able to think about it that way. Now, one quote that I also wanted to share is something that I read a couple of years ago, and it kind of like just stuck with me. And it says, we first make our habits, then our habits make us. Now, this is so we first make our habits, then our habits make us. Sorry, there's a typo here, but that's the second thing that is on this slide. So you need to think about it from, what are the things I spend my time on, right? I recently started a challenge with one of my friends, which is that we plan to read for 1 hour every day on a random topic. I do not know for sure how this is going to help me, but one thing that I'm very excited about is that it's going to give me the discipline to say, okay, I can do this, and I actually do that. And then that's one thing that you have to realize, that discipline is what puts you through, not motivation. You can listen to Mo, you can listen to Esther, you can listen to anything that anybody has said today, but if you don't have the discipline to follow through, then it's not helpful to you. So even just creating those simple habits around discipline is very, very critical to exercise your discipline muscle. And then you just be like, okay, you know what, I can do this, and I would do it. So that's also very, very critical. And that's one thing I also learned when I was training for my marathon, right? It was like, there were certain things I had to do in terms of eating. There were certain things I had to do in terms of like practice. And then just putting time aside for those things were very, very helpful for me, because it kind of translated into other areas of my life as well. So like I said, those habits that you have to start unlearning the ones that don't serve you and start making new ones. And always think about the fact that as a human being, you can change. I know that people always say that, oh, change is not possible or things like that. But in the space of a decade, for instance, I have seen my life, really change. And I think that that's possible for anybody as well. Another thing also is that progress is not linear. This is another thing that you need to understand. Because you are successful today, or because you make money today or something, doesn't mean that tomorrow is going to be the same. Think about your setbacks, and I put it here as an avenue to reflect and re-strategize. I remember that I think it was in maybe like April or so, we had a very bad month where our revenue was very, very low. And as an entrepreneur, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? But then again, I still told myself that, okay, this is a bad month, right? What am I going to do about it? So, and then we went back into the boardroom and said, okay, let's be honest to ourselves. What are the things that went wrong? What are the things that were within our control? What are the things that were not within our control? And then we ended up having an amazing May. I think May, so far was like our highest, grossing months, in the year so far, because we actually took April personal and we're like, okay, this is not going to happen again. Affliction shall not rise a second time. So I want you to know that even when setbacks happen, you're sending applications, you're doing this, things are not working out. Just know that, reflect and re-strategize. If something is not working, if you're not getting the results you're getting, then go back to the drawing board and say, okay, is there something I'm not doing? Is there something I'm not doing right? Is there something I could do better? Is there something that worked before? Is there somewhere I can extrapolate that and put that right now. Another thing also is that look at other people as well. Look at other people, learn from other people. You don't have to, somebody does not have to be like, a lot of my mentors are people that I don't even have a personal connection with. I know sometimes people reach out to me and like, oh Mo, can you mentor me and all of that? I'm like, I can't take up this mentoring obligation because I don't have the time to. I do have a lot of people that I mentor. But the thing about it is that you don't even have to be, like, you don't have to have a personal relationship with me for you to take learnings from my life or from Gwenda's life or from Esther's life. You got what I mean? So think about a lot of my mentors or the people I see as mentors are people that I've never met. I look at them and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick this thing from this person's life because I like it. I like how this person has structured this, and then let me try and learn. And a lot of people thankfully share, right? So you look at the things they do, look at how they live their lives, look at their businesses, look at the things they do, and try and see, you know, what you want to pick and choose, right? You don't have to like everything about them, but you can definitely pick and choose. And then the final thing I would say before, as I'm rounding up, is do it afraid. I do think that doing things afraid is one of the things that has been very, very helpful for me, because it's not every time that I have the answers. It's not every time that everything looks easy. And then I just tell myself, I'm like, okay, what's the worst that can happen, right? And I just walk back from there. So yeah, that's it from me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to, you know, put it in the comment below.
Wow. Wow. My goodness. Wait, even branch race, you know, do past this. I beg. Even Anthony Robbins said no do past this. Please, everybody, I want you to flood the comment section, you know, with your feedback. I want you to describe the session in one sentence, right? In one sentence. Let's go. Okay, Joy is saying amazing, thank you, mind opening. Ifeoluwa is saying thank you, Mo. Owolabi is saying awesome. Olalade virtual hug. Olalade is saying a virtual hug. You know, where I need to take it. Okay, Oluwadara is saying thanks, Mo. This is how you open and we get level. Nice. She's saying, wow, Yemi is fantastic. Yemi, if you follow him on Twitter now, how will you not follow Mo on Twitter? Okay. Let me see. Faith, thank you. Jennifer, thank you. Miriam, amazing. Adisha, our confidence is amazing. Yes, now go and follow more on Twitter. We are going for. She can say Mo is not the one advertising. I'm the one carrying this matter on my head.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments.
Johnson is saying fantastic. Ademola, thank you, Mo. This is wonderful. Oluwabukala is saying coach is essential. I guess meant coach is essential. Christopher, this is just more. Christopher, I'm sure you're thinking about your life right now, like my life, right? Exactly. Do something with the information. Beatrice is saying thank you, Mo. I didn't talk about awesome. Gloria, Mo, I love you. Kisses. Hey, kisses. Mo, are you there? That's is saying fantastic, coach. Chico's here. I don't have the answers all the time, but I do it afraid. Fantastic. Chico's is motivated. Eros, it's a mwah, mwah. Maureen. Thank you. I'm definitely following you everywhere. Yes, follow more. Father is saying thank you. Afabi, it's a real week now. Wow, fantastic. Adetobo is saying you're simply amazing. Yemi, let's have a social media account, please. So more, please share social media those in the chat box. We want to follow you everywhere. Bumper. Okay, question time. Who asked questions for more? Question time. Questions. Please raise up your hand. No, don't just unmute the mic. You have to raise up your hand, so that everything is not out. Please mute your mics. Raise your hand if you want to talk, then I'll organize. Let's do it by one. Does anybody have questions? Any questions? No questions. We're fine.
Questions, please.
Because okay, Christopher, we have a question. Christopher, yes, please. Unmute your mic, Christopher.
Okay, thank you very much for the amazing session. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much for the amazing segment. But I think one of the problems that I have is consistency in starting and maintaining maybe discipline. And one of the things you said is we should discipline ourselves, because discipline, of course, pushes you. So I will start something and then I'll just get bored and stop it. So how can someone like correct that? And it has been consistent. I'll just, okay, I'll learn this skill, I'll learn that. But I'll start 2 days, 3 days, and I'll just get bored and stop. So how do you help someone in that situation? Thank you.
Sure. I'll tell you, I'll give you a personal story just to help that, because it's something that I struggle with as well. I travel a lot, and I'm currently doing this full-time travel. But one thing that a lot of people don't know is that I'm nervous about flying. Like I literally, like my hands would be shaking and I would have like, my palms would be sweating. And that's something that when you tell people, they're like, but that's not true, because you're on a plane. I'm on a plane literally maybe about once a week, and I've been doing that for at least a year. But I'm scared of flying. I'm literally afraid of flying, but I still do it. And the way I think about it is the same way I think about personal development, right? Which your question is that I think about my destination. So every time I'm just sitting down in that seat and my hands are shaking, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get to where I'm going to, right? These are the things I'm going to do when I get to that place. These are the things, these are the people I'm going to meet. These are the food, these are the foods I'm going to eat. I love food. So I'm literally just thinking about like the destination. And I think that when you bring that into like personal development, is also very helpful for you to think about it, because when I was training for a marathon, for instance, it's very boring just running on the road, especially for someone who doesn't have like that history of running. You get what I mean? But I just kept thinking about that feeling of being able to accomplish a marathon, and that just kept me going. So on days where I didn't feel like standing up and going for my training, right, I just knew that, you know what, I don't want to miss out on the end result. The same thing, I'm currently learning Spanish and I'm using this app, Duolingo. Now, Duolingo, has this thing that they call a streak, right? And if you miss a day of practice, you lose your streak. It's a very small thing. But when you think about the fact that, but I want to keep my streak, I want every Sunday for them to tell me that, oh, on the leaderboard, you kept your streak for this week, right? So if you think about it at the destination level, then it's a lot easier for you to go through that process. There are a lot of people that go hiking and they hike through like, very uncomfortable circumstances because they want to get to the top and they want to get to the view. So always think about that. The app is Duolingo. So always think about that from that perspective, right? So even if you're learning coding today, why are you learning coding? And I think one of the speakers mentioned it. What is your why? When you think about it from that perspective, then it's a lot easier for you to just manage through. So it's not going to be easy. You sitting down, typing on your computer, you reading or whatever. It could be annoying, and it could be boring, just like you said. But when you think about the fact that even Mo, who's constantly traveling, right, is actually scared of flying, but the fact that, she thinks about her destination helps her. And I think it will help you to put things in perspective, that when you think about where you're trying to go, then it's a lot easier to go through that process. And the only way around is through. So, that's it. You just have to go through for you to get to the other side.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay.
You are
that's
welcome.
The
I hope that
final question that we have. Oh yeah, Chris is saying thank you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, this was great. Yeah. So I'll just finish the stage now.
Wow, thank you so much, Mo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, amazing session. Amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, so before we wrap up the session, some key things before we wrap up the session. So let me just do a quick recap. Akishola Jegede talked about affiliate marketing. Esther Ender talked about getting into tech as a lady and schooling abroad. Chidinwa talked about starting and growing a small business. And Mo talked about increasing your earning potential through personal development and visibility. Right? Fantastic topics. Okay, so we have we've come to a very very interesting part of today's topic of today's training and today's event, and essentially it's the giveaway, right? So when you were filling the forms, I'm sure you came across questions We're asking you, okay, what do you need? What is stopping you? What can I help you? And essentially, what I did was I was able to talk to some good friends of mine, and we were able to pull together some funds to give out to some of you to help you going forward. Now, I know that the money is not much, but I hope that you can do something, even if it's a cost that you can take with it, or if it's data that you buy with it, or maybe you start a small business. It's really small money, but I hope that it helps someone here start something. So, as I'm talking to you right now, we have 370,000 naira to give out. And we want this money to go around as much as possible. So the plan is to give 10,000 naira to 37 people. Yes, 37 people. So 37 people are going to get 10,000 naira. Now, this is the good part. This is the good part, right? In order for you to get this money, Mo is adding 100K. Wow. Multiply, please. Can we put that together for multiply? Wow. So now we are going from 370,000. We are going from 370K to 470K. So 47 people will get the money. 47 people will get the money. Now, we have 51 people on this call. Mo has left the call, so we have 50 people on this call. Let me see. It seems as if everybody on this call can get money. This is what it's looking like. So let me see if all our speakers have left the call. I want to be sure that all our speakers have left the call. Let me see. Akishola. Okay. Akishola is on the call. So he's on the call, right? So minus Akishola, that's 49. That's 49, right? 48. Okay, good. 48 people on the call. I want to see if we can give everybody on the call money. Somebody has joined the call again. So this is what we're going to do. In order for us to capture all the people that are going to win money, so this is what we're going to do. We actually scored all the essays, and essentially the plan was to give the micro grants to people that scored the highest, but I'm sure some of them are not in class. And if you're not in class, even if your score was 100, I don't care. If you're not in this class, you're not getting that money. So this is what we're going to do. Everybody, I want you to type your full name. This is what you're going to do. Please pay attention. Pay attention. I want you to type your full name, your phone number, your account number, and your bank. So I'll give you an example. Don't start typing yet. Let me give you an example. So let's say, for instance, my name is Olubenga. Please, nobody should type in Olubenga Ogunbowale, right? That's my full name, right? My bank is Zenith. So let's say my account number is 211. I'm just typing nonsense. Let's say this is my account number. And then my phone number is 080. Let me just type one nonsense there. That's my phone number, right? So those are the things we need, because we need your phone number in case we want to reach you. Of course, we have to reach you. Your phone number, that is your WhatsApp number, right? So I just shared a sample. Everybody, please don't relax. Don't start sharing yet. Relax. I see that Jairus has shared. Jairus, I'm going to forgive you. Nobody should share yet until I say start. Nobody should share yet, right? And nobody can join this call right now, because if anybody shares this link with somebody, you're just wasting time, right? So your name, your bank, your account number, and your phone number. Everybody start sharing. Go share it at once, because we're going to do like we're going to export all of this, right? So please don't share it in two different rows. Share it at once, right? Your name, your phone number, right? Your bank account details, whichever way works for you. Let me read it out again, just in case you're wondering what's the right format. Your full name, your bank account number, your phone number, and please bombard. Nobody, sorry, someone's trying to join the call. I'm going to deny entry. Nobody can join the call right now. Everybody on this call is going to get 10,000 naira. So let's go. We're giving out 490,000. Let's go. Please share on the chat, because by the time I say operation stop, that means I'm denying entry. So people are trying to join the call. It's not possible. So even if you share the link, I believe that bad people are not on this call. I believe that they're not on this call. But even if they are bad people and share the link, I will not allow anybody to enter. This group is locked, as it is locked. And follow instructions. I've told you, don't share it in multiple rows. You're going to confuse us, right? Because we're going to have to do like a string gap and also like export this entire list. So please share it together. And I see some people sharing without phone number, right? There's no way we are going to contact you, right? I just admitted somebody. Okay. That was a mistake. I just admitted somebody, but we're back to 49, no problem. So I'm going to give us I'm going to give us 60 seconds, right, to wrap this up. 60 seconds before I stop this. 60 seconds if you've not shared. So the time has started. You have 60 seconds to share your bank account details. And please, if you don't follow instructions, get the money. No, please mute your mic, everybody, mute your mic. Please follow simple instruction. I can see some people are still not sharing everything together. Follow simple instruction, right? If you made a mistake in the first one, correct it. You can retype, that's fine. Correct it if you made a mistake, right? But we need your full name. We need your phone number. Your bank user, your phone number. Mute your mic. Mute. So 60 seconds, everybody, before I put a stop. We are 38, 39, right? So everybody on this call is getting it. So even though we scored the essays, we are not using it. We are just going to focus on the people who attended this call. Every single person on this call is getting 10,000, right? 10,000. So 10 more seconds to share. 10 more seconds. 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. Stop sharing, right? Stop sharing. Okay, guys. So everybody on this call is getting 10,000 naira. If you are excited, I want you to go to the comment section right now and type, and type, wow. I never thought we could give everybody on the call money. We reviewed the essays. I put together a committee, they reviewed the essays. In fact, what I was going to do was to ask people to just type their full names, and then we'll compare the people who type their names with the people, who answer the questions. But, some people forgot or something happened or rain fell, all those excuses, right? Wow, this is good. This is good. Everybody's getting 10K. Yes, you're getting 10K. My hand will pain me tonight. The number of alerts that I have to fifth. How many alerts do I have to do? Is it 49 now? All right, minus myself, like 49 alerts. Okay. All right, so this is it. Please make sure that the details match, and of course that your name is also going to show, essentially, right? So as you're typing it, like your name, so just to tell you the conditions, right? The name that I'm seeing on the chat must match the name and the account details. So for example, if you're Shehu Patrick and the name of your bank account is another name, right? Like, we're not going to take that, right? So everything must match. Like Promise Oruwale, for instance, I can see you. So Promise, I hope that your entry also, your bank account, everything was Promise, it matched, everything was matched, right? So, so congratulations, everybody. I believe you're very excited. Congratulations. You're all getting thank you, right? So congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. So just in case you're wondering how you're going to get the money, of course, you will get the alert within 24 hours. I'm not sure that I'll be able to finish all of the alerts, tonight. You get it within 24 hours. And some of you are asking, oh, what happens if I don't get my 10K within 24 hours? Please, you have my emails, right? You can mail yesboss2080@gmail.com or grandmaster info@grandmaster.xyz, right? So you have two different emails. That is, please don't reach out. Only reach out if you don't get the alerts, But if you want to reach out, maybe to give feedback, that's also fine, right? But please calm down. A lot of alerts, right? So that we have to do, right? So final thing before we go, I'm so happy that you're all very excited. Final thing before you go, we're going to do a poll where you just talk about the entire session. And okay, my social media handles, don't worry, I'll also take your questions, right? So I'm not in a hurry. I'll also take your questions, right? We're going to do a poll where we just want to essentially get feedback on how the session has been. So a poll is going to come up on your screen right now. Nobody should leave this call. Just hold on, right? And please, everybody, mute your mic. Okay, so a poll is going to come up on your screen very shortly. Okay, the questions will come up on your screen. Just in case you're wondering how we use the questions, there's something like a triangle at the base. I'm using my laptop, so it's at the base of my screen. So for you, if you're using your mobile, just check the base. It's probably going to be like it's going to be like a triangle. The triangle has like a triangle on top. It has a square. It has a circle. So that is what you need to click on to see the poll. The poll will pop on your screen right now. So just hold on. So we're going to have multiple polls, but I'm launching the first one and launch. Yes. How would you respect Spec 6? It's live on your screen right now. There are three options. The option one is life-changing, good, boring. All vote now. Vote, 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 vote. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Vote. Okay. Another poll will come up on your screen very shortly. So I think we have 15 votes right now. Let's keep voting. We have 15 votes right now. Second session is loading now. Which session did you find most useful? Oh, some of you are complaining that you can't see the poll. It's the triangle. So you need to look for something that looks like a triangle. It's probably going to be at the bottom right of your screen, or maybe I don't know if it's at the top of your screen if you're using a mobile phone, but it looks like a triangle. The poll looks like a triangle. It's an icon. The icon looks like a triangle. So look for an icon that looks like a triangle. A triangle. Look for an icon that looks like a triangle. Oh, somebody wants to share. Chigozie, do you want to share how they can see the poll?
Yes, click the three dots. Mobile, click on the three dots, then see activities. When you click on it, you go to you see polls, questions, then click on it and respond.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. So the second poll is live right now. There are two polls right now. The second poll is live right now, right? We want to know which session did you find most useful, right? Which session did you find most useful? Right, so vote. Which session did you find most useful? Vote, 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 vote. Let's go. For the first poll, I can confirm that we have 36 votes. For the second poll, we have 16 votes. So let's keep voting. Let's keep voting. Let's keep voting. We currently have 23 votes for the second poll. For the first poll, we still have 36 votes. The second poll, we now have 28 votes. Let's keep voting. Let's keep voting. Let's keep voting. We now have 31 votes. Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. 31 votes. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so I think some people have questions. Some people have been raising up their hands. They have questions. So if you have questions, please raise up your hand because we need to wrap up the session right now. As you can see, I'm still at the office. Of course, I need to. You all need to go back, to your work. Some of you need to maybe move to another place. Of course, I need to get home. So we need to wrap up very shortly. So if you have questions, please raise up your hand, and then I'll take questions. Gloria, while the poll is still ongoing, you can still vote. Gloria, please unmute your mic. Gloria, please unmute your mic. Gloria. Okay, since Gloria doesn't have a question. Owolabi, please unmute your mic. Owolabi. Speak, please. Owolabi. Owolabi Lydia.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What did you start to say? Sorry. What did you start to say? Sorry.
No, do you have a question? You raised up your hand. Okay, it seems you don't have a question. That's fine. No problem. That's fine. Chizom, do you have a question? You raised up your hand. Chizom. Chizom, are you there? Do you have a question?
Okay, so mine is not a question, but mine is more of an application for this entire platform. My prayer is that as you have showed in the life of everyone here, such would be rippled, they would also replicate your DNA and bless other people. Thank you so much.
Amen, amen, amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words. Okay, we no longer have any, it seems we no longer have any question. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. All right. So Congratulations, everybody. Somebody's asking if the recording will be made available. Yes.
Please, I
Yes.
have a question, please.
Okay. Yes.
Sincerely, first of all, let me first appreciate you, sir. I am very blessed tonight. I must confess. My younger brother, Toby Akibola, one of your sons that you train, is one that sent me this link. And tonight, I'm very glad, I'm happy. Now, my question is, as a computer science student, I really need to get more time. I want to engage more of my time in IT skills. And one of our speaker, affiliate market, is one of the areas I really want to go into. And I realized that to be an affiliate marketer, I think there are needs. You talk of phones, you talk of getting internet, but I think is there no need for someone to go for training, as in to get more knowledge?
I mean, absolutely, right? Training is right. Whatever training that you need to do, please do. Absolutely, right? Go for it. If you need training on anything, go for it. By all means, please go for it. Go for the training. Some trainings you have to pay for, some trainings are free. But by all means, you need training, go for it. Promise you have a question. Yes, promise. Promise. Okay, while we're waiting for promise, Beatrice, you raised up your hand. Beatrice, please. Okay, it seems the people that raised their hands, are fine. Okay. Jairus, yes, you raised up your hand. Jairus.
Hello,
all of
good
you people raising
evening.
up your hand. Hi,
Hello,
good evening.
hello, can you hear me? Good evening, Mr. Bigger. Good
Yes, I can hear
evening.
you.
I want to say thank
Good
you.
evening.
That's great. Honestly, it's a more for me this evening. I've really learned a lot. But I think I dropped my question on the chat box, but you're busy. You aren't checking it up. I just want to ask. Hope you don't mind me coming into your DM on WhatsApp.
So, of course, if you have my number, sure. That is if you have my number. If you already have my number, yeah, that's if you have my number.
I do have your number.
That's fine. If you already
I
have my
have
number,
your
that's
number.
fine.
I'll see you in your DM.
Yeah, so,
All right, thanks so much.
So no problem. That's fine. You're welcome. Yeah. Beatrice, do you organize any training in social media marketing and visibility? Yes, I actually do big trainings, right? So yes, I do that. Okay. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing experience. It's been an amazing experience. I mean, I've learned from this session myself. And I want to say thank you all to all our speakers once again for sharing out of their incredible time. Akishola, Mo, Chidi, Esther, right? Everybody, thank you so much. And thank you more, for adding, 100K to our, 370, switching it to 470. I mean, just like that. Thank you so much more. We're grateful. And, everybody will going to be in touch with you, you'll get your alert, so don't worry. Thank you so much. So I want to give you the last chance to describe this session, this entire session, in one sentence. I want you to flood the chat section right now. Chat section. How would you describe this entire session in one sentence? Let's go, because we're rounding up right now. Let's go. So drop one sentence before we wrap this up. And as you're dropping your vote of thanks, let me also do my own vote of thanks. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, right? I hope that you take these sessions and you use everything that you've learned and you significantly improve your finances, right? I mean, it is my joy to see you guys earning more, right? If you're already earning 20K today, in the next 60 days, you should be earning 40K. If you're already earning 40K, the next 60 days, you should be earning 80K, right? If you're already earning 50K, the next 60 days, you should be earning 100K, right? And for some of you who sneaked into this training, even though you're already earning, way more than that, whatever it is that you're earning, in the next 60 days, the target is that you double it, right? So that's the target, that you double it. And thank you all so much for your birthday wishes. I mean, it's this is the craziest birthday I've ever had. Craziest. My day was nothing like a regular ordinary day. Thanks to all of you. So thank you all so much. I'm to be a blessing to you in my own little way, right? Thank you so much. Goodbye, good night, God bless, love you.